Hey guys, we're back with the house in Fata Morgana, a Requiem for Innocence. Last time, Jacopo went mad with power and Odalyn died. I'm over it. I'm not sad at all anymore. I'm still sad. But, I think this might be one of the last Jacopo episodes. Morgana's gotta come up pretty soon, right? Like, there's not too much further we can go with the Jacopo plotline. Because we just had another time skip. Nearly 4 years had passed, which I think it was 3 years. So either it's longer than I thought it was, or everything will be dealt with in the next couple months. I don't remember what time of the year the revolution was in, so by then not a soul dared defy my will. I was surrounded by people who supported my every decision. Few of them genuinely agreed with me on everything, obviously, but no one could deny how much growth I had brought about. So long as I continued to produce results, I continued to have their outward support. As a trading hub, the city flourished, but the citizens were less than thrilled about the work I was doing. The poorest especially seemed to hold a great deal of enmity toward me. But I was reaching the point where I couldn't manage on the support of the upper crust alone. Simply dumping sacks of coin onto the street wouldn't end poverty, though. Increasing taxes on imported goods would undermine everything I had built up. Lacking an actual solution, all I could do was work to make them feel like they're better off than they actually were. Fortunately, it was much easier to pull the wool over the middle and lower classes' eyes than it was the better educated upper class. I started by building public recreational facilities, which citizens had priority access to. Then I turned my eyes towards religion. About a year earlier, was the Pauline gonna be introduced? Like the nun? You know, Pauline. As part of the city's expansion, a bridge was built across the river that served as the city's effective border. A church had still not have been established in that new district, so I wanted to build one and gather a following. Conveniently enough, my predecessor had been in the process of building a second manor on the other side of the river. Wow, that's cool. I wonder if it's probably won't get like an entire game based around it. And with a little bit of work, it could easily be repurposed into a church. Once people started making use of the church, it was simple to win their favor by making myself known as a generous patron. Faith was the ultimate blinder for the uneducated. History showed time and again that religion could be a powerful tool in the right hands. With a high foreigner and merchant populations in the city, or that no particular religion had managed to take hold. Wait, what? Like, this is, like, year 1000 Europe, right? Wouldn't Christianity be, like, the big religion that everyone's into? Like, the hot new religion that just came out? I don't know a lot about, like, medieval Europe. Well, just year 1000 count as medieval? Let's just say it does. I don't know what medieval specifically refers to. I just think of like knights in armor and like dragons. Although that's not. Like, dragons don't actually exist. Nor have they existed. I'm sorry to inform you if you don't know that. Anyway, the merchants especially tended to develop their own individual philosophies over the years, fear caring much for the higher powers. That was the possible explanation for why the church had never had much sway in this region. There was, therefore, a chance the whole thing would just be a colossal waste of money. However, I had recently caught wind of a curious rumor. There's a nun serving in a small church at the far edge of town who people had come to refer to as the Saintess. Marie! Come here, Sister Marie! Hey, here she is! Oh, what is it? I picked some flowers for you. Take a look, they're so pretty. Oh, why thank you. Their beauty... Eek! Get it away from me! She actually fell for it! Hey now, how many times do I have to tell you it's not nice to trick people? You're too much fun to tease, Sister Marie. That's hardly an excuse. It's still wrong. I'm your big sister here, so you'll need to treat me like... Ah, there's a bug on your dress. What? No way, where is it? Get it off me! Someone get it off me! Just kidding, there's nothing there. Get back here, you little rascals. So her name's Marie. Jacopo can go outside? Not quite what I envisioned of the so-called Saintess. She seeks out orphans to take into her care and offers food for the hungry, shelter for the homeless, and rest for the weary. And where exactly do the funds for that come from? She covers it all herself, supposedly. I only doubt that she has that kind of money just sitting around. Look at the building. It's practically falling apart. Wait a second, I get it. She makes use of all the church's resources to fund your charity. That is correct, my lord. Huh. Is she really so foolish as to not realize that's unsustainable? The locals are quite fond of her. The same cannot be said of the priests and other nuns. Her work is causing them great financial stress. Not surprised. Shall I summon her? No, don't bother. Say more than enough. Yes, my lord. What? You have something to say? No, my lord. Certainly find it curious you would take the time to come all the way out here when you have far more important work to attend to. Not that I would ever imply your judgment is anything other than impeccable, my lord. I just thought the saintess might be someone I knew. Pardon? Ah, but I was mistaken. They don't call her the saintess because she does God's work. They just call her that because she's a dang goody two-shoes. So much for words having actual meaning. Christ. I see. Is that like a pun? Kind of? Because it uses Christ just like a way to end a sentence, but it's also like, you know, the name of... There's a guy in the Bible, like his name is Jesus Christ. Probably haven't heard of him. Not like a big figure or anything, but it's funny. Laugh. But get it? Because words having meaning, and then that's like a religious, like don't use it in vain or something like that. Get it? Lord Barnier? It's nothing. Heading back now. Yes, sir. Oh, Marie! The giant man's here! Come on now, be polite. Huh? Why does Yukimasa look happy? Good day, Marie. Kids seem to be doing quite well. Oh, you have no idea. So well, in fact, that this little hooligan found himself a whole handful of bugs. Goodness, he about scared me out of my skin. Little mischief is a good thing. His smiles wouldn't be half as bright as any other orphanage. Not so sure about that. In any case, here's what I earned this week. No, I kept telling you that's not necessary. But you do accept tithes, no? Tithes? I remember not knowing which one of the ones in the original Fata Morgana. Yes, but still. I know it's hardly enough to cover what you need, but please. Was this an actual scene in Yukimasa's flashback? I think it might have been. No, that's not what I mean. It's your money, you should use it for yourself. I have nothing to use it on. I put it to much better use than I ever could. Alright, thank you. But try not to work yourself too hard, okay? I promise. Goodness, you really do make a lot in a week. I didn't realize carpentry paid so well. Haha, carpentry! That's another word for killing people. Indeed. Fortunate enough to have found good work. Maybe I'll leave the church and take up carpentry myself. Just kidding. You kid. But you do quite well for yourself. You would do quite well for yourself. You're strong enough to carry me, at least. I'll take every last bit of strength I had. Who is that man? Even with all the foreigners we get here, I've never seen anyone who looks like that. He's a frequent visitor to this church, though it does not appear to come for the charity. An Oriental, perhaps? Oriental? My former consul told me of them once. Vagrants from the Far East who supposedly look much like that man. How curious. You'd be able to fool the nun, but I know dang well no carpenter in the world makes that much in a week. There's something fishy about him. Look into that man. Tell me anything you can find about him. Yes, Lord Barnier. Now, I'm heading back. So that's how I found out about him. In addition to the renovations for the church and gathering intel on the Far Eastern man, I try to keep an eye out for any unusual rumors or happenings outside the city's borders. Of all the reports I received, the one that caught my attention was word of a witch who lived by a lake. This lakeside witch supposedly had miraculous powers, not going to cure any ailment. The effect was transmitted through her blood. This wasn't the first time I'd heard of the witch. This is going to end well. An elderly woman who prepared and sold medicinal herbs, but I hadn't realized she also traded in miracles. It sounded like a bunch of snake oil to me. She allegedly cured a deathly ill young girl and started to make quite a name for herself. But on top of that, it also said that the sound of the witch's first cry had ended a years-long drought in the village where she was born. Oh, she probably mentioned that to Mel, and Mel told that to someone. That's my guess, anyway. This doesn't bode well. Why not, my lord? Try using your dang head once in a while, would you? Two competing denominations are so close together. You don't see how that could lead to all sorts of headaches? The objective is to unify the people under a single banner, which I then pledge my support and earn their favor. But that all becomes moot if their faith turns towards the switch. People do love their heroes and miracles, after all. It's quite an attractive proposition, I must say. Mocking them, you buffoon. I beg your pardon. The chances of it growing into something actually worth worrying about are slim. Better to stuff the flame out before it spreads than sit back and hope it burns itself out. Shall I deliver an order for her to cease operation, then? That would be best. Actually, no. I'll deal with this personally. You just keep your mouth shut and do exactly as you're ordered. Nothing more, nothing less. Understand? Understood? Yes, Lord. To start, summon the man from the church. A few days later, I was standing face to face with the man in my audience room. Seemed much less personable in person. Much less personable in person than I had when I'd seen him with a nun. Stone-faced, cold, and faintly smelled of blood. Not that I could actually smell blood, but there was an animalistic air emanating from him. Not much I'd expected, though. I knew before summoning him that he was anything but a respectable man. Take it you're the Oriental man who has been seen buzzing around a local church of late? That'd be me, yes. What of it? Who do you think you're talking to, you impudent rat? Show some dang respect. Apologies. Not very familiar with the local customs or languages. Huh. Very well, then. You're fortunate I'm such an understanding man. Now, for the reason I called you here. You're the one who killed that cart full of slaves 4 years ago, aren't you? So you know about that. Ha! I wasn't actually sure it was you, but now I have confirmation. Since then, one slave of Far Eastern origin has remained unaccounted for. Take it that would be you. That's right. You made one heck of a mess out there. Am I here to be punished? That depends on how our talk goes. If you think I'm going back to being a slave, you're fooling yourself. I don't need any more dang slaves, and I certainly don't want you as one. You're obviously not finding any respectable work, being an ex-slave, so take it you're still in the business of getting your hands dirty, are you not? I assume you're playing cat burglar or something, living off whatever you can swipe from the nearest unlucky person. Correct. Isn't it comical, then, that you choose God's sacred house to stretch your legs in, you filthy dog? I absolutely agree. Thought that would get a reaction out of you, since you got no bite in you today. Never mind, let's get down to business. You're going to help me with a little something I'm working on. Help you with what exactly? Something that's going to make me a lot of money. If you lend a hand, I'll make sure you're well taken care of. Along with the church you're so fond of, and the nun you've taken a liking to. That nun of yours has made quite the name for herself. Out of the city proper, people have started calling her the Saintess. They're right about that. She is. Ha! Got yourself there's heroes and saints. Leave that rubbish right up. But saint or not, you can't simply create food from nothing. Her work is causing financial troubles for the church, is it not? It is, yes. If you help me with this, I'm offering you an entirely new church, one where she has complete control to do what she wishes. She'll make it into the biggest church in the city. She'll be able to help even more people, which will surely please her. What will you have me do? Jumping at the first whiff of scabs. You really are a dog, aren't you? I don't like conversations that overstay their welcome. Fair enough. Let's get to business. Not far from here lives a witch whose power has the power to cause miracles. Miracle blood? Sounds like a sham to me. You never know. They say the sound of her first cry brought rain to the land where she was born, saving the whole village from drought. They say her blood has the power to cure any disease. I'll worry about the veracity of the rumors later. Right now, all I want is for you to capture her and bring her to me. Explain something to me, Lord. You said that if I helped you, then Anna would be able to save more people than she does now. So how does capturing this witch accomplish that? Glad you know how to listen, dog. We'll be turning the blood into a miracle elixir, which you'll then distribute to patrons of the church. In exchange for tithes, of course. Selling it, then. Selling isn't quite the right word, but that's how you want to think of it, by all means. The commoner's beloved saintess, handing out an all-powerful miracle medicine. We'll lap it up. And in turn, you'll make a fortune. Exactly. Money I can use to support our church. It'll be a boon to the city's economy as well. Single witch's freedom is all it costs for everyone here to come out happy. So what will it be? Will you help? Or will I have to? I'll help. I have no reason not to. Decisive and a good listener. Excellent. Once I've captured the witch, where do I take her? I'll have a mansion set up aside where the nun can run her church. There's an observation tower on the grounds. The witch will be kept locked up there to ensure we have a constant supply of blood. Okay. What do you want me to get her? When do you want me to get her? Just chomping at the bit now, aren't you? Like you'd hesitate at least a little? I guess it was foolish of me to presume you understand how a killer... to understand how a killer's mind works. All the resources I put into investigating you, and everyone close to you were wasted, it seemed. Do you even have a conscience? Don't act like you're any different. I assure you, I have a conscience. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't necessary for the growth of the city. No, I mean you're as much of a murderer as me. You would never come up with a scheme like this if your hands were clean. Ha ha ha. The man's right. You're nothing but a murderer. How deep has the blood seeped into your hands? How many have you killed claiming their life's unnecessary sacrifices? Where's that horse red? Well, that guy is, right? That's red. I've never noticed that. How many more will die for your ambition? Silent spirit. That poor, poor witch, blessed with the power to perform miracles only to win her attention of the villainous lord. It must be done. I won't have to explain myself to you. It's not like the old hag has long to live anyway. I think it's villainous about having her spend her final days for the greater good of the city. So many lives will be improved at the cost of only one. You keep telling yourself that, boy. But what you're doing is no different than my banquets. You're cut from the same cloth as the man standing before you. The same cloth as me. Be gone, Phantom. Watch your mouth, dog. Don't you dare insinuate I wouldn't ever condescend to your level. He says right after him, talking to the ghost of the guy he killed. Dang it. It's the first time he's shown up with someone else around. Oh, what's that? At least you behave yourself today. Pretty sure you're smarter than most people I deal with. What's that sound? And you won't betray me either. Who knows how much longer he'll live, though. Oh, he has a dog! Oh! Stay. Don't touch it until I say so. Well, quit pouting at me like that. You're the Lord's dog. Stand tall and proud. He had one in Doi 3, like his childhood with Maria. It might have mentioned he had a dog in Yukimasa's flashback. Maybe. Possibly. Alright, here you are. Drink up. Looks like it's safe. Swear, so much work just to get myself a dang drink of water. When I heard about the Saintess, thought it might be you, but it was someone else. Never did I get around to assuming the search after Odalyn passed. There's no one around I can trust with such a sensitive task. Though it's probably for the best if I never do find you. You can't go back to the way we were before. Not that there's much chance you're even still alive. If by some strange chance you are still alive, what do you think of the man I've become? Don't worry, she's gonna see you in just a couple days! Several days later than originally planned, Far Eastern Man finally arrived at the mansion. I arranged to meet with him on the uppermost level of the observation tower on the church grounds. Oh, we're like this! They spent like $10,000 painting this. Wait, is this painted? Like, it doesn't look like a real photograph. I assume most of these backgrounds are just like real photographs, like painted blurry. Well, not painted, they're just made blurry. Oh, we have a different background up here. The other one was different. Like you can see like a window and that's it. This one might actually be a drawn background. Maybe. About time. The man appeared before me, a burlap sack slung over his shoulder. In order that he use the sack, afraid he might be foolish enough to actually drag the old woman all the way here. There's your witch. He threw the bag to the ground, causing the woman inside to let out a muffled grunt. It didn't sound like an elderly woman's voice, though. This stench. Tell me you didn't harm her, dog. You smell blood. You only instructed me not to kill her. Mistakes were made, limbs were lost. Dang it. I cleaned up all the blood I got on me. No one suspected anything. It's even farther gone than I imagined. Should have been clearer in my instructions. I suppose it doesn't matter much. She's not going to live long either way. That you're able to immediately recognize it as the smell of blood says quite a bit, Lord. You have killed before, haven't you? Enough yapping. She is alive, yes? Of course. Finding back his eye, I tossed my gaze from the man to the bag. Felt slightly sorry for the woman, but the feeling didn't last long. It seemed too many bloodied, mangled bodies, both dead and alive, to be faced by one more. Crouched down to untie the bag. Who could it be? Whoa! Plot twist! It was Morgana! And a young girl came tumbling free. It can't be. As soon as I saw her, I knew exactly who the girl was. It's been 4 years, but no length of time could wipe away my memory from my memory those patches on her face, or those breathtaking golden eyes. But why? How? What was she doing inside the bag? Why did I order her captured? How could I have done that? Morgana. She was pale as death, shaking visibly. Confusion seized me, a cloud of swirling darkness forming before my eyes. The first thought that came to mind was that he had gotten the wrong person. I had only ordered her captured because I thought the witch might be like an old woman. If I had known she was a young girl, let alone her, I would have never given the command. Those thoughts led nowhere. I was simply trying to avoid facing reality. Trying to place the blame on anyone but myself. I couldn't take back what had already been done. I couldn't change it. Is this song in the original game? Or is this... maybe? It might be. I couldn't change it. There she was, the girl who had once won my affection, lying in a ball on the cold stone with an arm missing. It didn't matter how we had gotten here, what I had felt about her. There's no fixing what I had done. She looked at me, up at me, the source of her muttering the muttering above her. Her eyes were opened almost frighteningly wide, and they wandered aimlessly, unfocused to the point I wasn't sure she was seeing anything at all. I felt a tinge of madness in her. Is that you? The words spelled from her lips, so softly they barely reached my ears. Hardly a trace of the beautiful singing voice from my memory remained. It was hoarse and raspy, every sound seemingly laced with an unfathomably deep, pitch-black hatred for all existence. You remember me? Would she even be able to recognize me anymore? How could I ever forget? Morgana. She remembered me. Oh boy, dramatic irony! The days we spent together. What kind of person I had been. The boy who had refused to give up putting ointment on her face. All our friends. Those horribly unromantic encounters at the graveyard. Her taking shots at me. Me taking shots at her. Sure they remember? All the time we shared? How could I ever forget? All the pain, the humiliation you put me through. What? How could I ever forget the blood sabbats you so loved to hold? What? What was she talking about? You haven't had enough, have you? Leaving scars on every inch of my body wasn't enough for you? You haven't had your fill of my blood? I couldn't even begin to process the words I was hearing. They were little more than angry, meaningless shouts crashing into me. What the heck was she saying? Did she think I was someone else? Did she think I was him? That I was Barnier? No, Morgana. That wasn't me. I wasn't the man who had caused you so much agony. Look at the girl. You would claim you haven't caused her pain? You're the man who bound me, cut me up, called me a witch, and then tried to kill me. I haven't forgotten you even for a moment. No, I was the man who rescued you from him, I wanted to shout. But I couldn't gather the strength to force it. Just say that! And boom, happy ending, no 1,000 years of torment. And I mean, eventually gives Michelle and Giselle a happy ending, but still. But I couldn't gather the strength to force up a single word. Only gasps of air came from my lips. It's like I had been robbed of my voice. I don't care how much my father preaches forgiveness. It's the one thing you'll never get from me. I despise you with all my soul. I revile you with every fiber of my being. For every scar you gave me, I give you a lifetime of hatred. No, Morgana. When I finally managed to reduce the sound, it was barely more audible than a whisper. In frenzy, I made her reach out for her, when I noticed a pair of narrow eyes glaring at me. Not where you knew the Witch Lord. Huh? Know her? Just don't know her? She's Morgana. She's the girl This man, the Lord, he destroyed me, mind and body. No. She's not young. There's another man. You become that man to her. I'm not Barnier. Do you hear yourself, boy? You're the rightful heir to the Barnier name, are you not? That's what you said when we stole the throne from me. This man? You ruined my life. How will you respond, boy? Will you say it wasn't you? Can you say it wasn't you? How will you convince her? She's clearly not in her right mind. Would she even understand if you revealed the truth? Can you do that, knowing it won't make it through to her? Will you tell her you're nothing more than a slum rat, a usurper? That you deceived your way into power? That everything you built up over these years was all a lie? That you killed your former friends for nothing? That Odalyn died for nothing? That you endured betrayal after betrayal for nothing? You have the spine to say it, boy? All the sacrifices you made, all the pain you suffered to make it here, could all come crumbling down the moment you do. Yeah, so instead, let's just take her blood. Yeah, just keep her up here. What will it be, false lord? Is the girl worth it? Is sharing the truth with this half-dead girl on the brink of madness worth losing everything you worked so hard to accomplish? Make your choice. Give us a choice to save her. Come on, yeah, do it. What's the matter, Lord? Yes, I know her. Well, I knew her years ago. I see. What do you want to do then, Lord? You look sick. What do I want to do? Obviously. Why on earth? This doesn't change anything. Lock the witch up and proceed as planned. Did I make this choice? Red Barnier! Congratulations, boy. This concludes your inheritance of the name Lord Barnier. Passion. 4 years earlier. Okay, we're going to through Morgana's now. I mean, I wasn't looking forward to the Jacopo political scene. Like, I guess you call it. Oh, is this not part 3? Are there only 2 parts then, or is part 3 really short, or I don't know. But I wasn't really looking forward to that, but I loved it. But I don't know if, like, I'm especially not looking forward to the Morgana bits, because we already know like 90% of what's going to happen. Like, what did we miss? Like, everything being in present tense. Some conversations with Mel that we may or may not see. What our exact like train of thought between like being in the slave guarding, you know, Yukimasa killing everyone and her finding the cabin, and that's about it. There's not really a lot that we don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there's a lot that we don't know. We'll find out. Just hoping this bit doesn't last too long. Maybe it will and it'll be great, but I'm hoping it gets by quickly. So anyways, guys, I'm going to call it there. It's a bit earlier than the last episodes, but I think it's a good place to call it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.